All right. Hi, crew. Welcome to the first podcast for the official SavePoint Online community. And sorry, that was a bad intro. I just saw some technical issues, and Evan is currently eating some pretty darn good looking pizza. So, but welcome,
I thought
guys.
I had more time.
Yep. We
Sorry.
no,
We're
that's
still
okay.
fiddling with stuff.
That's all right. We have a variety of topics to deal with today, including Star Wars, D23, Gamescom, and WoW stuff, as well as talking about the games we're playing. So you're in for a good show, and those toppings make a perfect pizza. See, ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we turn that around.
yeah. That's how we do it. So can you guys? This is the first time we're actually streaming on YouTube. So can you guys see YouTube in general? Of course, I just put Evan's face art because I maximized my window. All right, everything's fixed now. Can you guys see us on YouTube?
Let's see. I can see us on the YouTube.
Okay, then that's good. So Anna is with us, but
Hi.
See it now.
she's not feeling very well. So we chose.
I have the zombie virus.
Yeah, she's turning.
Brains.
Yeah, but we now have, the Leia outfit for her because a lot of what we're going to be talking about today is Star Wars related, which is exciting for me because I'm like a super Star Wars nerd. Oh my god! Yeah, I know, right? So I'm super pumped about that. So actually, let's go ahead and get it started off with some Star Wars news. So first off, we have the director for Episode 9 announced, and I don't care about his name, but what is kind of odd to me is that before the current movies are out, they're axing the director. Like, generally you want an artistic vision from like 1 to 3 to like follow through, but what do you guys think about like a major franchise like this just swapping who's in charge of it artistically right in the middle of the project?
That is a
Wait.
weird choice.
Who did it move to?
Well, that's the exact question I don't know the answer to, Evan. Why, thank you. So I don't care who it
It's
is.
something that happens a lot in early production of these sorts of movies, especially when it's a rebuilt franchise or it's owned by somebody as big as Disney. You don't normally see it as like this kind of halfway through, but it is common when they're just starting the development on them and just starting to do the filming for them to say, you're not taking this the direction that we want to go, we're going to go to somebody else. I mean, it's not that odd, but it is something that's usually kind of worrying if they're doing it several times.
Yeah, it's Colin Trevorrow. And basically it's just weird because if you got someone as big as J.J. Abrams to pretty much direct, I think the first two, what he's directing, like he has a very distinct artistic vision. You know, he's one of the few, I would say, auteurs left in the visual industry, because you can watch a J.J. Abrams film and yeah, you may laugh about the lens flares and whatnot, but you know it's a J.J. Abrams film. And that's kind of what
Because of lens flare.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he has a lot of other cinematic techniques. But what kind of gets me is they're going to try and replicate those techniques in Star Wars 9 because they've been established in 7 and 8, and I don't think the production is going to benefit from it. So, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I think it's still too far off to say, because I mean, like, we're going to be getting like offshoot movies like in between all the years now.
Yeah.
So I figure like by the time they get to like actually like filming 9, they may be like, oh, well that didn't work. Let's change that up a bit. I feel like it's like, because we got 7 coming out this year. Then we got Rogue One. Then we got 8. Then we got another movie, which I'm thinking is like a Boba Fett movie, and then the last one. So it's like, they don't know what's going to work until, they put it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's I would love to have a bounty hunter movie to explore the Mandalorians and not like just in video games, because like the Old Republic does it justice.
Or yeah.
But their society is fantastic. Like that's one of my favorite parts of playing the Old Republic is to really get, because they really did Mandalorians well in that game. So I would really love to get a Mandalorian based movie because they're one of the more intriguing races in all of Star Wars. So that's my little random plug. But yeah, I really like that we're getting new movies, and I'm really pumped for Rogue One, except for the fact that like it's the most predictable storyline ever. It's gonna be the big reveal is that they get the Star Wars plans, half the cast dies, and they're gonna look awesome doing it, which I'm okay with. Like,
I don't know. I kind of want. I think I've said this before. I kind of want a Rogue Squadron movie.
Yeah.
Just about like I don't know how much they're going to go into like Rogue Squadron themselves after the Empire.
Yeah.
But I think Rogue Squadron themselves would be a really great movie. Just the whole flight, battleship movie, spaceship movie about them and their X-wings and doing this and the dangerous missions and stuff like that. I think it would be really fun.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Half of that's not even canon anymore. I don't think.
No.
So I don't even know what's going.
They threw out tons of it when they did this. J.J. Abrams has done the same thing with Star Wars that he did to my beloved Star Trek, where he says, "Here's all your lore, take it."
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's what kind of makes me a little bit afraid is just there's so many directions coming on, or like there's so many voices in the Star Wars now, and they're not like the hardcore fans that like love Star Wars for what it is. They're like corporate voices, and I'm not saying ooh evil Disney. What I'm saying is I don't know how invested these people are into this universe, and whenever something is made not by fans for fans, yeah, it might be a good film for a school to look at, but it might not necessarily treat the audiences that have been faithful to that. And like the perfect example is this recent Fantastic Four movie, which I haven't seen, but pretty much has been universally like blown out of the water. That movie is pretty much done down to a T. How do we exploit this license? And that's just not.
Yeah, that's
cool.
not even Disney though.
No,
I feel like
that's
the
Fox.
thing is, that was Fox. I think Disney, of all people, like Disney has done really well with the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Most of the superhero movies that have come out have been really good, really fun, and I mean, they may have changed a few things, but that happens in every movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they've been respectful with Marvel, they've made good Marvel movies. Now they have Star Wars. I think they're going to do good with Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they threw out a bunch of stuff, but I feel like it's Disney. They have tricks up their sleeve. It's not like Fox, who is basically just making the movies so they can hang on to the license for it. That's really all it was. It was the same thing with the new Amazing Spider-Man movies. Oh gosh, we're gonna lose our license to Spider-Man if we don't make another Spider-Man movie. Well, let's make this other Spider-Man, and now they're gonna make even another Spider-Man now because they got Spider-Man back in the Disney Marvel universe or whatever now.
Yeah.
And apparently there's another Spider-Man movie coming in 2017. So
he has to be in Avengers, so he has to be in Civil War.
Yeah. So that's the only thing.
I mean, that's like the one event in Civil War that actually matters is Spider-Man finds the suit or whatever. So, like,
hey, quit it with the spoilers.
Oh, well, it's like 20-year-old. Like, that's...
Not everybody knows
that was before...
watch that.
Oh, my gosh. So, like, that's like
Spider-Man
1980s spoilers.
Wink.
Wink.
I know the things.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna spoil another one. Guess who Luke Skywalker's father is, okay?
Oh no! I haven't seen I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, Anna hasn't, so I don't think.
Mike
I know that
legitimately got mad at for that.
Oh, really? Well, people get
When I
mad
told him that.
over. People get butthurt over spoilers all the time. Like, and it's like, how do you ever discuss anything? Like, well, what are you having for lunch today? Well, I think we're having this. Spoilers! You spoiled lunch for me. You like, internet chillax. Like, and I mind it. But like, if you guys are into Marvel, chances are in comics, chances are what Civil War is about. Okay. So, and I'm not saying like, oh, you're plebes and whatever because you don't know. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like, if you cared, So, that being said, I'm really excited because Disney actually does seem to be treating this with justice, like Evan said, because of what they're investing into it. Disney World just announced 2 new places where you can go and go across 14 hours of Star Wars themed locales, restaurants, and other things. They're adding on Star Wars Land to both the California Disney Land, I think is in California, and Disney World down in Florida. Or did I get that wrong? Like, I get the names
there's
mixed up.
Disneyland and Disney World. I forget which one it actually is, but they're 2 different names, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But they're adding 14 acres of authentic Star Wars type of land with, like, aliens and droids serving you food from the
That's really cute.
Yeah, and, like, they're really going big on Star Wars. And so, like, Marvel didn't even get its own land. Of course, that's kind of tied up with Universal, with their studios, because they own theme park rights. So, that's theme park stuff. And who owns what?
Yep.
It's more confusing than actual, like, licensing issues. So, well. But, that's kind of the big thing. I can't wait to go to, like, taking my daughter down to Disney World because I'll be like, hey, you want to go see the coolest place ever? And then she'll be like, yup. and then
you take her to Harry Potter.
Oh, no, let's not go to Harry Potter. We're going to go to Star Wars. So
Existing right now, actually, at Disney, you can take your children to go through Jedi training, and at the end, they get to fight Vader, and they get a little certificate as Jedi and things like that. That's actually already been implemented.
That's so cool. I remember when I was younger, I went and saw, like, the actual suit that Darth Vader wore at the, and that was just blew my mind. Like, the actual prop of the suit. And I was like, like, blew my little fan mind completely and totally. So, but I'm excited for Disney to take over Star Wars. Let's talk about video games for once. This podcast, and Disney had another thing coming out of D23, specifically about the Kingdom Hearts, and I know these two really want to go at it. So, Evan, you want to say what came out of D23?
Well, I mean, it's not really like a giant, big announcement, but they did announce that a Big Hero 6 world was going to be in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And it was actually going to, the storyline of it, it's sort of, I want to say a first for Kingdom Hearts, sort of. It's where the Kingdom Hearts, the Big Hero 6 world is actually going to take place after the events of the movie. So spoiler alert, right now, I'm going to tell you, because to discuss this, we have to spoil the movie for you.
Yep.
So if you don't want to listen to it, then stop listening right now.
Give us like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. All right, done. All right, we're good.
All right.
Basically, at the end of the movie, and Baymax gets trapped in, the original Baymax gets trapped in that portal, apparently he gets swept up by Xehanort, and he gets corrupted. Xehanort corrupts the original Baymax, and basically the storyline in the Big Hero 6 world of Kingdom Hearts is you have to fight a dark, corrupted Baymax with the new Baymax. And honestly, the screenshot they showed for this, it was actually really cool.
Yeah.
I liked it, where he's on, where Sora's on the back of Baymax, like, pointing his keyblade at this evil Baymax, like this dark armor Baymax with this giant claw thing coming out of him. I thought it sounded cool. but I mean, I'm not really surprised that would be in there. I think that was one of the more interesting worlds that they could have put in to Kingdom Hearts. I kind of wish we had gotten more news.
Yeah.
But that's about it. They didn't even show another trailer, which kind of sucked. Like I was hoping for like another, like a more different trailer than what we got.
Yeah, they're big
Like,
Kingdom Hearts 3 news.
yeah, stop giving us teaser trailers and give us the original trailer. Why? No, we gotta wait till November.
Yeah.
Whatever. At least we know we're getting a release date in November. So.
Well, yeah, we'll see. They'll be like, yeah, it's a release date, and then like 3 months later, yeah, sorry, delayed. So
It better not be delayed. They've been working on this game for a long time.
well, I mean, Final Fantasy 15, if that's any indicator.
It's not even barely the same team.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's Squeenix, so I mean, it's they're known for saying, yeah, we'll definitely have something out by now, and then like 3 years goes by, and then they're like, yeah, it's still in beta stages. So
Yeah, but that's Final Fantasy.
yeah,
Everybody's sick of it. They know people are waiting for this game. It's so much hyped. If they wait too much longer, it's gonna die down.
I don't know.
They know that. It's coming out 2016. I'm telling you.
I think if they waited a little bit longer, they would have actually had more hype, because look what happened with Suikoden or whatever. I don't even know how you pronounce it. No one played Suikoden. That's the thing, is like that fanboy base was a niche audience at best, but because the fans went rabid and talked about it a ton for a lot of years about how much they wanted it, then everyone went crazy when it got announced, and it got funded like in no time whatsoever, because the fans talked about it for years and years and years and years. And it was just like no one actually played the game. Like it sold, I think the original one sold like 100,000 copies on Dreamcast or some such. Like it's not,
which is impressive for Dreamcast.
Well,
I know, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, what we're talking about is there's more backers right now, like that backed the Kickstarter, than that have actually experienced Suikoden. So like the nostalgia kick or whatever. So
Yeah. I haven't played Suikoden. Honestly, I don't really care about it. To be
no,
Same.
It was the big sell was it was open world, and I've played it over a friend's, but I'll be mean and say it was boring. Like you interacted with stuff, and that was the big kick, was like, yes, you can pick up that can, and I'm like, I don't care if I can pick up that can, so do something with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, well, I think Kingdom Hearts has a way bigger fan base. I mean, I take your argument. I understand that, but at the same time, it's like, no, people want this freaking game now.
Yeah.
They want it now. People are foaming at the mouth because we've been waiting 10 freaking years for this game.
Yeah.
And it's not like Suikoden where it's like, oh yeah, Suikoden 2, it came out on Dreamcast. And then you haven't seen anything of it from that.
Yeah.
It's, oh yeah, the last major game for Kingdom Hearts was in 2006.
PS2.
And then, yeah, PS2. And then we got a DS game. Then we got a PSP game. Then we got a 3DS game, a GBA game. It's like in all the handhelds,
You're forgetting
building
the mobile
up to
game.
this game that they should have made last console generation, but they didn't. And now it's finally coming out. It's like they've been giving us tiny little breadcrumbs of story
Yep.
and backstory, and now it's finally gotten there. And it's just like, you see the cookies, you smell the cookies, they're sitting there on the counter, but you can't have it. Can't have it until they cool, and you have to wait an hour.
Yep.
And like that's what they've been doing with Kingdom Hearts. Is they've just been sitting it right in front of us the entire time, teasing us with these little mobile games, and then boom, now here's Kingdom Hearts, and it better be freaking awesome, and it keeps looking better and better, by the way. But
I'm gonna laugh if it's like 4 worlds and like Baymax is like
you.
it's like, look, we can fly and build like Disney Infinity.
No, how dare you curse Kingdom Hearts in such a way?
No, well, I'm hoping for the best too, because that's one of my. I'm looking forward to playing that more than pretty much anything. So, But
You know what I'm really hoping that they announce is that, like at D23, like one of their big announcements be like, oh yeah, like pre-order it, and then all of a sudden there's just like, oh yeah, we're also making like the collection, the Kingdom Hearts HD collections for PS4 and Xbox One too. Yeah. I was just like, because that's one of the big reasons. Like, I want to have the HD collection, but it's only for PS3.
yeah,
I
maybe you
wanted,
should get a PS3.
no, because I might as well just at this point get a PS4 and then play the new one. I mean, like, yeah, I've played all the other ones, but like, I like to have the collection and go back and play them. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, but I hope they do. There's even a hint that they might. It might because of the new engine that they're using. Was it because I believe they are using the new Unreal Engine for this game, in some way, shape, or form, something to that effect.
Yeah.
Since they're
Unreal.
using that architecture, that they might also port it to PC too. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
PC
Maybe
Master
I
Race.
say maybe. I say maybe because Kingdom Hearts has always been primarily a console game, which is fine. I mean, it's coming to a console that I have now, which is fine, so I can play it on that. But it would still be cool if it came to PC.
Yeah. I would prefer it actually. So.
Yeah, if it came to PC, I would probably play it on PC. But yeah, so that would be neat. But so yeah, winding it back, Big Hero 6 World, yay! And also Tangled, yay! Which I don't know how they're gonna do that one, but
I'm more excited for Tangled than I am Big Hero 6. So. I'm weird.
I think Tangled fits fits Kingdom Hearts a lot better than the Big Hero 6 will, honestly.
Yeah.
Because my favorite moments in Kingdom Hearts were doing things like Beauty and the Beast, where it really, you see this classic fantasy kind of thing fit in with the more modern fantasy of Final Fantasy. I think those things just mesh better than throwing in what's essentially a science fiction film.
yes, one could also say that about the Tron worlds. One could also say that about, I mean, like they did some of the more obscure ones in like Dream Drop Distance, where they did like the Three Musketeers world, which was kind of off. But I mean, I sort of agree, but I still think that with this newer look, and we don't even know how far in the future it is.
That's true.
It may have a different mechanics. We don't know how they're going to implement the worlds at this point. I mean, like, maybe they'll make the worlds even more open. I don't know. You go to a different world, it's like, oh yeah, now you have a new open world of this entire game to look through now, instead of just like the little tiny areas of world that you had in previous games. I don't know, because the way that they've sort of, like, a lot of the footage that you've seen is just like, you don't see like loading screens. You see like some of the footage that they released at E3 is literally just sort of jumping off the top of Olympus Mountain and going all the way back down into the valley. Like, it's big world. There was no loading screen there that you saw. And it's like, it really makes you wonder. It's like, well, okay, they may have fewer worlds, but how big are the worlds that we actually have? Like, what do they do?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's interesting. It sucks we gotta wait like 2 or 3 more months to get there.
Yeah. And
it's so close.
Pulling it back to kind of Final Fantasy again. Sorry I did to do this, but what I'm worried about is what you're saying is those open worlds. If we can't even get airships to work in Final Fantasy 15, how in the world are we going to get instant large worlds to load that have like the vertical distance of like the Hercules world? I forget like what it would be.
Olympus Mountain.
The Olympus Mountain world.
Mount Olympus. I guess it is.
But I mean, like what they showed that mountain, Sora was going up and down, and it looked like you could explore pretty much everything. Well, how many areas in the game are like that? Are we going to have like stage-based things and then world-based things? Where like Alice in Wonderland, for example, in the Kingdom Hearts 1, it's relatively a small level compared to, say, Tarzan's level. And I think we're going to see more focused content as opposed to, like, I think we're going to get larger zones, but instanced, levels, if that makes sense. Like if you in MMO language, like there's large explorable areas, but inside of these areas, you're gonna find very instanced type things where you're gonna go experience it once, and they can control like platforming and whatnot, and these small like inside houses or inside of a base or whatever. So.
Well, I'm not adverse to like the old way that they're doing it, that they used to do it. It's just like, here's a part of a zone, go to the next part, it's loading. Go to the next zone, and then it loads again. I mean, like, this is a bigger game. It's a different engine. It may be able to handle more, render more powerful. I don't know exactly what you can fit all into there, but I think having a larger area, especially with all these new mechanics that they're trying to introduce. Obviously, there's different ways of attacking. They have enemy types. They have, different group attacks. They have different heartless that you have to defeat certain ways now instead of just hacking and slashing at them and stuff like that. And, because that's part of the reason why I like the game. It's like a nice RPG type of hack and slash gameplay. But there's also dodging, and then there's also the magic and stuff like that. I think adding different enemies like that would make the game a little bit better. And depending on the areas that you're in, there's so many possibilities of different enemies to do and control and stuff like that. That, and coming back to those enemies later on, it may be even more fun to play once you get new abilities and stuff like that. Because the feeling of, just owning the giant groups of heartless with all your powerful moves, it just was always fun to me. So yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So A-List, you got anything to say about how Baymax is the worst thing ever?
No, like I said, I don't feel like it fits. And I said the same thing when they added Tron, is I don't want that much science fiction in my fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like it's a good fit for me.
So, Kingdom Hearts, a game about all of this magic and going to different worlds and all this other stuff, and you're worried about too much sci-fi.
Oh, not at all. I just don't feel like if you have this big group of the world before and you stick Baymax in there, it doesn't feel like it fits with everything else. Other than the fact that Disney made it.
Yeah. Well, I think it was sort of their roundabout way. I mean, we don't know what other worlds they're putting in there, but isn't, like, Big Hero 6 was actually a comic, if I remember correctly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it was actually
No
inspired by a comic, and it was actually Marvel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a minor Marvel comic.
It was like a Marvel one-off story.
Yeah.
So that particular story may be sort of their nod to maybe putting Marvel stuff, quote-unquote, in the game. Because I don't know if they're actually going to put any Marvel superhero stuff in it. And honestly, I would say if anything was out of place in Kingdom Hearts, it would be a Marvel world. I know I might get hate for that,
definitely.
but I don't think Marvel really mixes well with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
That, and it's like a live action sort of movie trying to be interpreted as like a fantasy cartoony type feel, and I just didn't think that it would even work. But I mean, like, I would like different things though. I don't know if I've said this before, but I think it would be cool, like, even if they can't put a Marvel world or like the characters in there, I think that they could make nods to it in different ways. Like, what is it? Like, give you different weapons from like the movie. So like, Goofy uses his shield all the time. Give him Captain America's shield that he could use and hit people with, or like give Donald, since he's a mage, give him like you can find Loki's staff and he could use that as his staff, or stuff like that. I mean, I think it would be really cool. But just adding different types of stuff in there with actually having to put a Marvel world in it, which I don't know. That's just me. I thought it would be cool. Also, lightsaber keyblade must have.
Yeah.
Even if there's no
Request.
Star Wars. Yeah, even if there's no Star Wars world in Kingdom Hearts, which honestly, I would not care either way if they put a Star Wars world in there. But I still think having a having a lightsaber keyblade would be awesome.
Well,
That's just me.
I think I think the big thing with adding in Baymax in general is you saw sort of flying on the back of him, and what their gimmick's going to be is you have full verticality, like you have flight inside of the zones, which is being done in pretty much every open world like action RPG now. So, and a question from chat, Prophet Bale actually asks, but would kids really get the movie tie-ins? Yeah, I think...
My kids would.
Yeah, I mean, most kids are pretty darn big in the Star Wars. They're pretty indoctrinated, and they know stuff, okay?
Yeah. Kids these days are smarter when it comes to their media than they used to be.
Yeah, like...
Honestly, in the other room, my 5-year-old is watching the Diamond Minecart, which he's been doing for the last hour while I've been here. And if you were to show him anything from that, remotely from the game, from the channel, anything like that, he could pick it up. And the same goes for things like Star Wars or Marvel.
Yeah.
Just because little boys.
Yep. So I would even say that most girls can, because like the Star Wars has become ubiquitous, like just throughout pretty much all ages now. And speaking of Star Wars, I need to talk about this because I forgot to back when we were talking about Star Wars. There's actually a PS4 that I actually want now. No?
No. Okay, so how familiar are you with the last time they did a special edition Star Wars console?
Well, the Xbox 360?
Yes.
They did it for that dumb Kinect game.
Yeah.
Okay, the Kinect game was god-awful, but the system itself... If you look at the C-3PO controller, they actually removed the D-pad, came on with this chrome custom-plated one, a silver-plated connection cord. They replaced all the lights on the console. Not only was an R2-D2 motif, it made the R2-D2 sounds. They went all out on this console. And for the PlayStation 4, all they're giving us is, here's a generic red and black controller, and we're going to stick Darth Vader on the side of the console and call it a day. They could have done so much more with that.
They could have. But I don't care. It's still Darth Vader on a PS4. So, yeah, they could. But I think the controller is the lamest thing about that bundle. Because, like...
It looks like the generic third-party ones that people buy because they can't get the colors that they want on a real one. It does. It looks like a Mad Catz controller.
Yeah, and the only color on it is the stupid circle button because it's red. And I'm like, make all of the buttons red. What are you smoking? Like, it's... And Darth Vader's... like, you know how it lights up the to track where you're at in the room, the DS whatevers, DS4s. They need to make the light in the back glow red as well. And I know you can't do that because of how the sensors are. And the PlayStation Move, it cues off of a different wavelength of light. But... that's what should happen, is just to make that happen. Speaking of controllers that kind of look meh to me, and this is out of Gamescom, actually, which is like 2 weeks ago. Old news, but we're still going to talk about it since we haven't talked about it on the podcast anyways. But the new Halo console for the Xbox One looks kind of like meh to me, personally.
Meh.
But the controllers... look pretty darn good. So, that's on my wish list for Christmas.
I already got an extra controller. I don't need it.
Well, for me, I always love... let me just say. Like, here. Here is one of my 360 controllers, okay? It's Master Chief of the Warthog. I love this controller. It's one of the primary reasons why I love playing with my Xbox 360 are the custom controllers that Microsoft puts out, and I just eat that stuff up. So
yeah, because I have 2 Chrome controllers. I got that one, I got the blue one, and I got the red one.
Oh, okay.
I love the Chrome controllers.
Yeah.
So they're really good.
Yeah.
But the other custom controllers, I don't know. What is it? They had a silver. They had a purple. I think they had a chrome black as well. I'm not entirely sure, but those were the two that I got, which I enjoy.
My 360 controller, I honestly just did a DIY on mine. I put Hello Kitty decals on it and rhinestones.
Yeah.
So I'm much more likely to put those things together myself.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the touches I like, I couldn't do the artistic level of like the Master Chief Edition type thing. Like, those controllers look fantastic in my mind. I don't really like the green that they used, but it is what it is. So I actually really like the Spartan Lock one, even though I don't like Spartan Lock all that much in the Halo lore. I just like the theme of the controller, the silver and the blue. So
right.
Sadly, I'll probably get that one because as much as I love Master Chief, I'm not going to like get a ugly green controller. So. That will not work with my green screen. So,
yeah.
Yeah, so. But yeah, sorry I've been diverting our topics, but I'm trying to keep it moving so Anna can get to like topics that she might want to talk about type thing. So, but yeah, Gamescom, which no one I don't think watched besides me.
Nope.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about Scalebound because there's Dargans, and I love dragons. I mean, seriously, like, this is what I love about this game, okay? Is take, like, Devil May Cry and mixed with, like, the craftable elements of Tomb Raider, of, like, building your weapons and whatnot, and, like, equipping whatever, and put a Devil May Cry combat system in it, and then make it so you have a freaking dragon that follows you around and you can ride it and let it attack by itself, so it's like kaiju battles the whole time. And like, I cannot wait for that game. If you guys have not seen the Scalebound footage from Gamescom,
I feel like it's gonna be overrated.
Oh, no, like,
no, I'm not saying it doesn't look amazing. It does. Because who doesn't want their own dragon that they can go around and destroy stuff with?
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody loves their dragons, but I feel like it's just going to be a bit gimmicky after a while. People are like, they're going to play it for 10 hours. They're going to be like, yeah, this is awesome. And then they're going to find out, like, oh, I could just keep burning stuff and keep eating people. And it's like,
well, there's a balance. You don't get XP if the dragon gets the kill. So you have to manually get down and go into like dragon form, like you convert over, and then you can kill these giant monsters on by like getting up close and personal, and then you get XP from it. So you can let the dragon easy mode kill everything, but you won't get any benefit from it. So that's,
and there you go. Where's the fun in letting the dragon kill anything if it doesn't gain you anything?
Well, because of the nature of the battles, it's really cool to look and see these titans going at it, knocking armor off of each other, like knocking literal scales as they take damage off of each other, and like things like losing limbs in battle. And just, it's like watching your Pokemon in real life, and no one's going to tell me Pokemon's not fun. Okay, so, yeah, people could have said that, Pokemon isn't fun or whatever because you're just watching your training and someone's going to play that for 10 hours, but, oh my gosh, like, I think that this is a legit recipe for success, and I'm pumped about it. And what I've seen from it, they've shown their warts, okay? Like, there was frame rate issues, there was all sorts of crazy stuff in the trailer. But what they showed looked good to me. Like, actual gameplay, not staged whatever. So, I think that was, well, they pulled that trick before. But, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I'm excited for the premise, and I will say that it's unique enough that I think it's worth a look at, because I would get it just for the first player combat, but it supports 4-player co-op over live. So you have 4 dragons, and 4 people going at stuff, and I just can't wait to play that.
And when is this game coming out next year?
2016 holiday. So.
Yep.
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 Finally, I might get done with Fallout 4 by then.
Maybe.
So.
No.
Maybe.
No, there is no end to Fallout 4. You're never done.
Yeah, well, then I'll get like Fallout 4 new, whatever, Montreal or something. So whatever they choose to do as the expansion / whatever.
But you could build forts and defend and stuff.
That's
and,
one thing that's going to be really tiring to me. Like I only got like 3/4 the way through Vegas and I quit Fallout 3 Vegas.
I am gonna love building a giant fort, just impenetrable fort.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what modders are going to be able to do with that system?
Oh yeah.
I know, it's so exciting.
We're gonna have like every defense game ever, which is okay with me because I love defense games. But if you can think about it, it'll happen. Speaking of Fallout 4, there was some leaked footage, which pretty much you saw more of a guy's shoulder than anything, and you're better. Yeah. What was interesting to me is like where it got leaked, which was a porn website. Like that's.
Oh yeah.
That's
common. That's common.
Yeah.
Go Pornhub.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, it kind of makes sense.
Stuff from QuakeCon that somebody bet.
Well,
That's
it was behind doors press conference, like for press only, and it was very much like don't record this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, but whatever. It's the game's coming out so soon, and there's no one really really has seen much of it that they haven't liked. And let's just face it, whatever is going to be the product is the product at this point. I mean, they can't have any radical changes other than maybe an HD texture on the dog to make it not look like plastic. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, they ended up putting it on Pornhub because every time they tried to put it up on YouTube, it got removed. It got flagged.
Yep.
Because, YouTube has that spectacular matching system that we love so much. So they got creative and decided that they would start using places like VidMe and Pornhub, who allow for uploads of your own homemade porn to share the video footage.
Yep. So let's take that matching system into account as we transition into another topic. Vimeo was doing some stupid stuff with the content creators the other day, and if you don't know what Vimeo is, you probably
was it Vimeo?
Yeah, it was
Vimeo though.
Yeah, if you don't know what Vimeo is, it's one of YouTube's smaller competitors. So obviously you're watching this on YouTube, so chances are you haven't heard of Vimeo, because you watch everything on YouTube. So now Vimeo has a copyright system like YouTube, but unlike YouTube, it's completely and totally automated. Is what I want to say. So, if you had the word pixel in your name, like cough cough someone who's below me, you would have gotten your content removed for the recent video game atrocious movie, Pixels. So, everything that had to do with Pixels got removed off Vimeo automatically. But it's already passed. Like, the Vimeo people have apologized and reinstated the videos. But this is what I mean by automated systems is stupid stuff gets like this, and we content creators have no power to combat this. That, like entire channels of like indie films that have nothing to do whatsoever other than using the word pixel in their production got taken down. Like stuff that has been out since before this movie was even in consideration. Like that's not okay. That like I get the automation because it's just too large for someone to curate, but this is not okay that content providers, other content creators like Universal Studios can just give a blank check to the automated system that takes down and ruins channels. and they don't get a slap on the hand or anything. I think what needs to happen is if you put a automated system that flags an incorrect system or incorrect type of flag and takes down someone's own copyrighted content that is made with fair use, that you should get a slap on the hand of some kind. Like, we have the threat of our channels being taken down.
Bad time.
Yeah.
So what's the use of, that type of thing? Speaking of which, my gamer life for today, which is 5 JRPGs, I'm not going to monetize it anyways, but I have copyright claims on 2 of the trailers that I use. Press release trailers. Let me reiterate this.
Were they
Press
Nintendo trailers?
Release trailers. We're supposed to make content with them.
Yeah, but monetizing it and making it are 2 different things according to copyright law.
But it's
That's how
fair
they get
use.
you.
I am speaking over it. I am saying how much I am enjoying this game and how much I am actually looking forward to when this series happens, as per the...
But their automatic system doesn't see that. All they catch is the pixels on the screen, and the fact that you're using the trailer goes, you can't put money on this.
Yeah, so... But I'm fine with it.
You're not.
But for me, I don't monetize gamer life anyways, so whatever. But the thought that some other company can say that's my work and monetize my video, which I'm not monetizing because it's a community thing, and all I'm doing is speaking good about their products, that bothers me on an intellectual level, if that makes sense. So.
And that's why you don't use Nintendo content.
Well, it wasn't even Nintendo. It was Namco Bandai. Tales of Zestiria.
That's another one. That's another winner right there.
Well, there's the problem right there. Dude, they are the few people that are relentless in their stuff. I try to make a video on Castlevania Lords of Shadow way back at the beginning of my channel. And they said, oh, well, it's copywriting this section. This portion of this cutscene from here to here. And I was like, okay, I'll just edit it so that part gets edited out.
Yeah.
And then I redid it, and then I re-uploaded it, and then it went to a different part of the entire different part of the video. Okay, well now this part's bad. I edited that out. Now, I literally re-edited this video 4 times, and then eventually they're just like, you know what? This is dumb.
Yeah.
Actually, people who do Fallout New Vegas playthroughs, like the one I have running right now, have a very big problem. There's one music creator who does like some of the little side music for transitional stuff and loading screens and things like that. And his little 11-second clips get claimed. So they'll claim your whole video if you have his little transition music. If you watch New Vegas, or if you watch the opening of New Vegas, at the very end of the opening, there's like this little transition from Blue Moon into where you're getting shot by Benny. Yeah. And that very small moment after you're getting shot by Benny. Oh, it's the first 5 seconds. You're right, though. Right after you get shot by Benny, there's 11 seconds where he can claim your entire video if you don't cut it out. So you have to be really careful if you make gaming videos to catch even small things like that might be a problem. That's why the communities are really good, like the Let's Play community on Reddit usually has a lot of warnings with that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, you would think that, like, game companies would be more sensitive to that nowadays. Like, they know nowadays that this is going to be happening in their games, and they should, like, inform all of their people that do their music, be like, look, this is what's going to happen. We usually let people make, videos of our games and stuff like that. It's like, do you have a problem with it? And honestly, I think, especially for the companies that don't have a problem for content creators using their music, or not their music, their games to make stuff like that, I think they should really push to more of a, user-friendly, like, audio, I guess you could say. I know it's sort of weird to say, but it's like, like in a popular game that, like Minecraft, like what if Minecraft added a different soundtrack and like, what's his face, the C3 whatever guy decided, it's like, no, that's my music, I want to claim it. So now you have no music in Minecraft, you know what I'm saying? It's like, That would be dumb.
Oh, speaking of stuff that has to be heavily edited, they announced another Honey Pop game.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Did they really?
It's a Honey
Really?
Pop Tycoon game. Yeah, it was announced 2 days ago. They're going to be doing a
Jeez.
Cam Girl Tycoon from Honey Pop. And I am going to play the bejesus out of that on YouTube.
That sounds funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is on Steam Greenlight right now. If anybody wants to go support it and make sure it gets made, it looks hilarious.
I'm pretty sure it will get made.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a big sort of...
They changed their art style. It's no longer an anime art style, so it kind of depends. People might get a little butthurt about that not being in there. Pun totally intended.
Yeah.
They changed their art style, so we'll see if people still like it. But that's another one of those things that YouTubers have to like really heavily edit, but we still play anything anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. Not surprised, though.
Yeah.
It'll be one of those simulator games that'll actually do well.
Yeah.
No, all these other retarded simulator games.
I don't
that we
know.
got
Soccer or Clicker has been on front page of Steam like all 2 weeks now, I think.
That's
So,
cute.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's a free to play, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Stupid creaky chair. Anyways, let's get on to the next topic, which we've talked about Star Wars, talked about lots of things. Why don't we just talk about games we're looking forward to in the next few weeks? Because, I mean, everything that has been talked about out of Gamescom has already been done. So, what are you guys looking forward to playing over the next few weeks? Or if, in Anna's case, will you be able to play it all in the next few weeks?
Yes.
Hopefully. I've been running around like a crazy banshee, but I should have some amount of time. I'll probably be playing more Rocket League. But I want to pick up another. Yeah, I gotta pick up another controller though, because right now I'm playing mouse and keyboard, and it refuses to recognize my old controller.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, I gotta get
Which
a.
controller are you using?
Oh, it's like real old, not even a name brand. It's a Steel Series. Works on everything except Rocket League.
I like how you're like, it's not even a name brand, it's a Steel Series. Yes, Steel Series is a name brand, Anna.
Oh no, I know it's a name brand. I mean, it's not like your Xbox or your
Yeah.
Logitech.
Yeah, it's not like
a
first
big-
party.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
That's the controller. This is the winning controller right here. Me and Chris and John have been having so much fun with Rocket League.
Winning controller right here. Just
Yep.
saying.
Winning controller. No, it's I've been watching Rocket League. I was one of those games that's like, I mean, it looks fun. I've watched several people, like I watch a lot of streams, and just watching people play it is fun.
Yeah.
And so I finally decided to get it, and like I played it for an hour. I got it like a couple of days ago. I played it for an hour, and then I got on Skype and told Chris, "It's like, we have to stream this tonight."
I know, and I was at work that whole time.
I know. Like we were having a conversation, like, yeah, let's all get together and stream it. By the time the stream was even done, she comes home and be like, "What happened? Wait, what?"
I was like, I missed everything.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
but maybe eventually we'll get together and get that going. But we had we're constantly having fun. I keep it's fun for me. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's better with friends," and honestly, yeah, it is sort of better with friends. But I still have so much fun playing that game by myself.
Yeah.
It is really fun. So so I'm just practicing. I'm practicing my wall hits, like jumping off the wall, trying to hit it. Like, a trick that not a lot of people know is like if you jump and if you have a boost, you can actually like boost yourself in the air and like fly almost halfway across the map.
Yeah.
Just by using boost. So it's just like jump, boost, and then hit your double tap again, and you can actually get a really giant boost up to hit the ball and stuff like that. It's hard to do, especially if you're like on the ceiling or something like that. But it's still fun. I'm just trying to like master really crazy moves, like jumping off the wall, boosting to the ball, and hitting it to the goal, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Seeing what I can do with it. But yeah. Also, Halo Master Chief Collection. We played that a lot last night.
Yeah, we did. A ton.
It's fun.
So, and that was a lot of fun, actually.
None of us knew what we were doing.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was a bunch of Halo 3 maps, which I don't like Halo 3. So, I'm not, like, of all the Halos, that is the worst Halo. So, sorry if you're a Halo 3 fan, but you and I don't agree. But I'm fine with 1, 2, and 4, but we kept on getting Slayer on 3. It was like,
yeah. I mean, I don't mind 3. I know a lot of maps from 3. But I'm so used to playing like Reach and 4 that like the different controls and the missing like sprint button, it's like it's a deal breaker. It's like I'd rather play like those maps than I would anything else.
Yeah,
it
spawned me with my flashlight on too. That was so weird and annoying.
Oh, but we did come up with a new game mode that we want to try last.
Yeah. Time. Oh my gosh. So I'll let you go into it because I talk a lot.
Basically, we were playing on a Halo 3 map. It was that snow map, which I can never remember the name of it. It was this really giant snow map that was like off the side of a cliff or whatever. And it's one of the few maps you could use the Hornets in from Halo 3. And basically, I was driving the Hornet, and Chris was on the side with a sniper rifle, and basically it got to this point where like there was only like 2 or 3 guys left on the other team, and
they all rage quit.
They were never say die attitudes, and they kept trying to play. So I was driving, and we were up on this giant field, and they're trying to like snipe us from their base and off the other sides of other cliffs. So I was just like, okay, I would turn. He would try to sniper him from the helicopter and hit him and stuff like that. And we were just like, oh, this would make a really great game mode. It's like there's two guys in the helicopter. One has to snipe and the other one drives. And these other two, there's like another team of 2 players that try to like, they have like rocket launchers so they could potentially shoot you down with, have to try and like survive for a certain amount of time and win.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's like we call it Big Game Hunter.
So
yeah,
so
it was really fun.
It was like because you couldn't zoom in with a sniper rifle, so you had the no scope from like 300 yards, like halfway across the level, and it's like while the helicopter is like constantly moving, and it was a challenge, put it that way. So you have to be pretty decent to hit anyone. I would only get body shots. I don't think I got 1 headshot.
You got a couple of kills.
Well, when we got the rocket launcher, I started getting kills because I could lead like crazy far amounts ahead of people. Like I had like a 14-second lead on a guy, and I nailed him.
Yeah,
so,
that's pretty good.
Jeez.
So that was fun. We're gonna try and see if we can create that and maybe do a video on it. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Sounds fun.
Yep.
But yeah. So there you go, Halo.
Halo is
or Halo.
Yeah, it's good and fun. So, well, that's what I've been playing since I just got my Xbox One. And Rare Replay, oh my gosh, that game's kicking my butt.
What game are you playing?
Well, all of them, all the old games.
All of them.
Yes, all of the games. So,
yes.
I played. I'm not even up to the portions where I've played. Like, I started Rare Replay or my Rare history with Battletoads. That was one of the first games I played.
I recorded that this morning, by the way.
Oh yeah? How did that go?
I don't want to spoil it.
Oh darn it!
But not very far.
Oh. Did you at least get past the first level?
I played for a little over an hour, and I was just like, "Well, I think that's the end of the video."
Yeah. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil for you, but I'm really curious as to like how far you actually got in an hour.
Oh, you'll see.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It's definitely a learn as you play game. Well, it's an easy to play, hard to master game.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
And now it's even better on co-op because there's friendly fire. So,
is there?
Yep.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's great. So
that sounds delightfully horrible.
That's how I learned co-op. And so when I was like a 5-year-old, I was like, yeah, we can play Battletoads co-op and just fine. Like, you know what I mean? So that's where I attribute how I learned how to play multiplayer well. Like Battletoads co-op. So.
Well, see that. I had fun with it, but it got to the point where it's just like, it's just like when you die a certain amount of times, you have to redo the whole game again. Like there's no code to get back to a certain level, that at least not that I know of anyway. To like get back to a certain level, you have to go through all the levels you just did again just to get back to that one spot. I mean, and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's too much effort.
You can just use the infinite lives cheat because you can enable cheats. And
no, I did not enable cheats.
Or you could just rewind every time you died. Which
didn't I discovered that I could do that like halfway through the video, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing it completely vanilla.
I don't think anyone. Okay. No one I know has ever beaten Battletoads legit. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would actually put that as one of, if not the hardest game ever made. So, like, with most games, you can just win with skill. Battletoads is like, I don't even think computers like that are programmed to like machine move. Your speeder bikes can actually nail those. Like, I think it's humanly impossible to get past the speeder bike section without use of at least dying once.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Yep. So, but up to that
agree
point.
With you there.
Yep.
Remember how I said I got not far?
Yeah. Not even to the speeder bikes. I won't spoil it. So, because the top down section where you're on the rope swings, that was the most fun part. Is the rope swing course for me. I used to play that just to do that.
Through the
stuff.
rope.
I love that stuff. So.
No. No. All right, we're done talking about it. I'm gonna end up spoiling crap.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. We're done with that. So, games I'm really looking forward to in Rare Replay is playing Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie again. Even though I own them for 360, like I rebought them again. So I own that game 3 times. That's how much I love that game.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Yeah. So, but I mainly bought it to play Perfect Dark again, which again I own on 360 and N64. But to play it online. Yep. So that's me. As I like to rebuy games a lot that I love. So, just like Tales of Symphonia, I own it on GameCube, PS3, and once our PC comes out, I will probably buy it on PC as well. So,
yep.
Well, mainly because PC I'll have forever. So, Steam's not going anywhere anytime soon. So,
as far as Rare Replay goes, of course, if you've been paying attention to my channel, Jet Force Gemini.
Yeah, that's another game that I'm excited to play through again. And I never got to play Conquer back in the day.
Neither did I. I should probably play Conquer.
Yeah, and so I'm really looking forward to playing through that. So, and seeing...
I had parents that cared about what I played. I was not allowed to play Conquer's Bad Fur Day when I was a kid.
Yep. So.
Same here.
Yep.
So we'll go see what all the hubbub is about, I guess.
Yep, and we'll see all the random movie parodies that they threw in. That's what I'm looking forward to, is like the Terminator references and all the like the Matrix references and all that stuff that they throw in. So that I know they do.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Mostly, I mean, Games with Gold has been good this month. I can't wait to play the Phantom Pain, and my like 8 review keys that I've gotten, that like 3 of them I'm under embargo, so I can't really talk about. But the game that I would say you guys should look at, and I recommend everyone as soon as they're done with this podcast go look at, is called Leap of Fate. It's, if you played or heard of a game called Hand of Fate before, and you kind of like get a deck and you have to pick your way, procedurally generated through like an action slash thing. Well, this is Diablo with that essence. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, okay.
So that's what that game is, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. But it's not multiplayer as far as I know, and the preview that I have, which is beta, is only one character, whereas they have, I think, 4 that are planned. And what's really cool is, like, they don't actually tell you the stories, but as you play the characters, you unlock cutscenes that you can go out back and see, like, oh, this is this character's motivation, and this is, like the fate or what happens when you beat the game and you have different endings and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
So I'm super pumped about that. Again, top-down action game, and it's great. So I like it quite a bit, and that's the highlight of my reviews right now, is playing that game over and over and over again, trying to unlock all of the features. But I don't know if I'm going to do 20 minutes of game on it until the full game's released, because I want to showcase multiple characters.
Right.
So that's the key, is I at least want to do 2 characters in 20 minutes. It has a weird, like, roguelite function as well. So, like, you get persistent upgrades through lives, but once you die, like, you die in game, and you have to start anew. So It's pretty hardcore.
Speaking of something that's a bit different, I've actually been playing, get this, an iOS game.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, actually,
Me
my
too.
friend. My friend Brad got me hooked on it. It's called Lifeline. It's literally, it's a choose your own adventure, sort of a choose your own adventure type game where it's basically you are contacted by, it's basically just a wall of text, and then during a conversation you make a choice to tell Taylor, who is gender neutral, because they never actually says whether Taylor is a woman or a man. You tell Taylor what to do. And basically the storyline is she was I say she because for some reason I feel Taylor is a woman, but whatever. They crash land. She was like an intern for like scientific research or something on this ship that was going to a different planet, and she crash lands on this unknown planet, on the moon of some other planet or whatever. And now everybody else is dead except for her, and she has to try and find a way to survive. And basically, you are the only person that, for some reason, she can contact with her communicator. You're the only person, and she just speaks to you in these little text, conversations and stuff like that. It's very descriptive. But the thing is, it's a real time choose your own adventure. So every time she's going to do something, you have to wait like 10 minutes for her to do something. So like she's like, oh, I see something off into the distance over there. I'm going to go check it out. And then it'll just say Taylor is busy. And then it could be like another hour before you get another communication on your phone. Because I played it on my phone.
Oh, those games. I hate those.
I thought it was really cool.
Well, I mean,
I had
it's
to wait that long.
It's cool as a gimmick, but then you're like 4 weeks down the line, and you're like, I just want you to walk over and pick that grass. Why does it take you 5 minutes? You know what I mean?
I quote unquote beat the game in like 3 regular days. I mean, it's not very long. It's a 99-cent app. It's cool for 99 cents, and it has an addition. I mean, she could die. Taylor could die depending on your choices.
Yep.
And then after it dies, you can actually go back and you could go through the story again, or go back to the point where she died and make a different choice if you want to, or go back further into the story and redo some of your choices and see where it takes you, because there's like a couple of different branching ways of things that could happen.
Yeah.
So,
it's
I don't know.
Choose your own adventure type thing. Yep.
Yeah.
So I've been playing a game that finally came to our Android peasants. I'm so screen. Oh, phone, you suck. So it's Fallout Shelter though. So phone can't be scanned by this.
Welcome to the addiction.
No, it sucks. So it's the most boring game of all time. And I play clicker games, okay? So like there's literally nothing to do in this game besides build utility room, wait for utility to happen, which is like 5. Well, it depends on how many people you put in there and how you manage your people. But you literally send someone out to the wasteland, or multiple people out the wasteland. They come back, they send little text reports or whatever. But there's nothing to do in that game. Like nothing. You just like literally wait for your resources to come back around. It's a waiting game. which is exactly like what it made it sound like. But like with clickers, like I'm active. I can be as high DPS as I want to if my finger won't fall off. You know what I mean? So that there's a level of engagement there that's just not in Fallout Shelter. Like I love the Fallout theme, okay, and I love what it is, but as a game, like I would not spend money on this. So I'm glad it's free.
Speaking of not spending money, I've actually been, since I got my Xbone, I've actually been playing Smite on Xbox One.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've been playing Smite on it. I've been enjoying it, and I actually one of the reasons is I actually have some other friends that have been playing it, and they're really good at it, and they're just like, yeah, come play with us. So I've been playing some Smite, and it's been really fun. And I feel like Smite works better on console than it does on PC, which is kind of weird. I feel like it's easier to play with a controller.
Yeah, I'll have to download it then and see if we can play.
Yeah, no, it is free to play. It's the same thing, just, you spend on skins or to actually buy a certain character or what. Because it's sort of the same thing as Heroes of the Storm, where they have a character rotation, or League of Legends. Yeah, they have a couple of character rotations where these are all free to play, or you could buy this character or that character and that skins and buy gems and stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty good.
But unlike Heroes of the Storm, you can pay one-time payment. I don't know how much it is. I think it's like $100-something at least. But you then get all skins and all heroes for the game completely from now until it dies.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? It's a one-time buy, and once they release a hero, you get everything.
Right.
So that is awesome, and I will support that business model, and I will probably opt into it if I get into the game. Save up and do that, because I don't mind supporting free-to-play devs. You know what I mean? If they're if they're giving me good content, I just don't like in Heroes of the Storm, where every 2 weeks we're now getting a new hero and they're $15 a piece.
Yeah.
And it's Blizzard.
It's Blizzard. They don't need $15 a piece every 2 weeks.
Yeah, so, and it will, like, I get the opinion, if I don't spend money on a free-to-play game like Smite, that studio is going to shut down.
Yeah.
I don't spend money on Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard doesn't get to make a new Hearthstone back. Well, they get to work on their Hearthstone back, actually, because that prints money. So
apparently it does, which is kind of sad.
Yep.
But whatever.
Oh, speaking of, I'm surprised. Speaking of WoW, we actually have some WoW news. So I actually forgot about our WoW news. But our WoW Legion, which is actually a problem because I forgot about WoW, and I thought this was one of the biggest things we're going to talk about on the podcast, is the WoW Legion expansion announcement where everyone becomes alive again, and we can double jump as a certain class, which is called Demon Hunter. So my big thing is Illidan's coming back, and I'm super pumped for Illidan to come back, but I don't like how they're doing it.
Well, technically in Illidan's lore, in the Demon Hunter lore, since he is partially a demon and he has been taken over, when you killed him in Burning Crusade, you did not end him. You sent him back to the Nether. So he has been hibernating this whole time in the Nether. You can't fully kill a demon like that in the way that we did it. So it does actually make sense. I'm not really big on the whole alternate timeline BS that we kind of did in Warlords of Draenor, but Illidan is the only part of that actually legitimately makes sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, Illidan makes sense. There's one boss that was like raid tier WoW vanilla that I forget that we legit killed, and they're bringing back, and it's like, what? It's like, it begins with an A. Forget her name right now, of course, because I'm podcasting, but it's okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like they're bringing back. They don't need a story content like when they revamp a raid. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, they don't need to make it so everyone comes back. You know, they just give us the same raid boss and just say, "Yep," like they did with Naxxramas.
Well, when they did Naxxramas, they actually did remove one character in particular and his loot along with him and replaced him because he didn't make sense to be in there anymore.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that change.
Yeah, well, you can make changes like that, but retooling entire end raid bosses, which is a lot of work, that's understandable if you just, copy paste. Or, make it someone's twin brother who is back for vengeance and add another phase, and we will be happy. So, that's easy enough to do in WoW lore because, we can kill off pretty much anyone and bring them back, or just add characters whenever.
WoW.
Yep. Well, what I don't get is these are all the changes that people that were into WoW wanted like 7 years ago. And Warlords of Draenor comes out, and now WoW's down to 5 million subs, and Draenor just came out, it feels like. Okay? And now they're like, bam, expansion, here's all the stuff that you really, really, really wanted back in Burning Crusade. By the way, we get artifact weapons, you get exactly what you want, please love us again. And that's...
Here's the thing about your claim with Warlords of Draenor, though. When it first launched, that was the highest subscribers they've had since BC. People really did love that expansion when it came out. Myself included. I'm actually a WoW player, so maybe I'm a little biased, but they do have this rotation that kind of happens whenever one of their expansion comes out. They get this really big boost in subs, and then they just kind of go off, play other things, do other things, and every time there's a large content patch like our last one where we actually got to go back into the jungle from the beginning of the expansion, you see that raise up a little bit again. And I think it's just kind of what they do. Pandaria is the only example, and maybe Cataclysm are the ones I can think of where people were just done very fast, wanted nothing to do with it.
Well, that's I will say, though, what's happening, though, to WoW, and this is why they're worried, is 5 million subs is nothing to sneeze at, okay? Like, that's enough to support any type of infrastructure that you need, plus make a buttload of cash. But what they're worried about is the returning sub base is getting lower and lower and lower. Their highs are getting lower and their lows are getting lower, if that makes sense. So I remember back in the day after Pandaria, it was in the news that WoW subs are at 8 mil, okay? 8 million subs. Now the news is 5 million subs. Where that's a pretty rapid decline in 2 years for as far as sub base goes.
Right.
I think we're honestly looking at the natural progression of an MMO, though. I mean, think of EverQuest back in the day and how many people play it now. It's still a wonderful, beautiful game, but everybody's just kind of moved on to other things, and WoW is not going to last forever. The only game I can think of, as far as MMOs, that has always had a rise is EVE Online, and they are a very small community, so they're kind of a special situation.
Yeah.
But that is the natural lifespan of any MMO. Personally, even though I'm a WoW player, I think as soon as Pantheon comes out, I myself am going to take a big break and switch to that for a while because that's the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah. For me, I'm actually wanting to get into, and this is the sub model again, it keeps me out of games a lot. I'm a big buy-to-play person. And I will support you through cash shop purchases. Like, I probably spend more in cash shops than I do, like, on a sub model, but I don't like the idea of I don't get the agency to play my account whenever I want to. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't like that as an idea. And I really want to play Final Fantasy XIV. I've heard nothing but good things about that game. Nothing but awesome story, great MMO gameplay, like for MMOs, and I really want to play that game. But after WoW killed my subscription base because, no offense, I didn't think I was getting $15 a month out of that game. So, of content being added. So now I'm like, why am I sub to MMOs? But
I don't play MMOs. I
am old and grouchy, and I am an old school 15 years ago MMO player, so I would much rather pay $15 and get the entire game than have to worry about nickel and diming myself into this outfit and that outfit and this armor and this armor and this BS.
But they do that anyways.
EverQuest 2, I'm really bad with because there are house items in there that are exclusive to purchasing with cash, even if you have a subscription to the game, and I have done a few there, but I would much rather the developers spend their time working on things that I can obtain in the game with my own skill than somebody forking over their cash for it. I would much rather work for it instead of having to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, and I'm the same way, but again, WoW, it does the worst of all worlds. It has the cash shop where here's my sparkle pony, and
I do have a sparkle pony. I do have one. I got it for my birthday from a friend.
Your butt stallion. Yay.
Yeah.
My butt stallion. My Algoon stallion is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll stick. Oh gosh, I forget my amounts, but it used to be one of like the rare drops or whatever that like 0.01 of the player base has. And I'm like that guy riding around Stormwind.
Like, I've always wanted to try an MMO because I don't. Back when WoW came out, I did not have a computer to play WoW on.
Yeah.
And also, back when WoW came out, it was one of the big first mainstream things of its kind that everybody really knew about because it was so popular. But it was also like that thing that it's like, even to this day, a lot of people think, oh, MMOs are not video games, they're a lifestyle choice.
Eve is.
Yeah.
Eve Online is.
Eve Online is.
Yeah. Spreadsheets in space.
That's sort of like the stigma that it sort of still has.
Yeah.
And I still, even now, like I want to try an MMO, but at the same time, I know I don't have the time to put into an MMO to play it right.
If you want to dip your toes in, so to speak, and just give it a shot, try the Old Republic. It's free, and it's more like a massively single-player game.
Yep.
Because so much of it is concentrating on your personal storyline, but you do flashpoints, which is, like instances with other people, raids, PvP, but a lot of it is you don't have to feel bad if you're not on to be with other people that night. You can kind of just ease yourself in.
Yep. Old Republic, I highly recommend it. I would say that don't be dumb and spend money in the cash shop. You can buy the cash shop items in the in-game auction house as well for gold, and it's far cheaper to do that.
You can only do that if you're a subscriber, because if you're not a subscriber, you can only have 350,000 credits, and everybody prices their cash shop items above that. So you either have to be subscribed or get them from the store.
At least when I was playing, character slot was rated at 80,000. So
you haven't been around in a while.
I mean, I played like last year, so I mean it might have inflated.
I played last night. I play currently, so. There are some color crystals that you can get if you're a free-to-play player, but you really do, if you want those special things, have to either subscribe or buy from the cash shop.
Yeah, okay, well that's fine. I mean, most of the premium mounts or whatever you could still get for, well, at least when I was playing was, but things might have changed by now. But like, you can get your item bars or your hotkey bars and whatnot. But honestly, I would say, as well as my recommendations, Evan, this is two different ways. Guild Wars 2, and you know that about me is if you're gonna try an MMO, Guild Wars 2. So because you have your account, everything is like the story is actually pretty decent. The combat is where it's at in that game. Setting up combos with other players. You don't have mob tagging, which should die in a fiery pit, like the Old Republic never fixed. So, that's the worst part. The worst part of the Old Republic is playing with other people.
I like stealing people's kills.
Well, it's more like someone can attack a boss and they can leave it at a sliver of health. Or say you're a smuggler, okay? And this is the worst part about this. I will actually do this, is I will sit, like, out of view. I'll wait for someone to come on to take on a boss enemy that you need, because there's group quests in that game that are pretty much mandatory for you to level with the XP curve. And
not anymore. That's outdated, too.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'm wrong. But
You
what
really
I used
haven't
to
been
do
on in a while, have you?
is uh, is I would wait and then I'd tag a boss and it just is someone, a counselor who has no ranged attack other than force push, which they don't initiate with. And I would just tag it and they would kill it for me and I'd get credit. So I was that guy. So, but then I would stay and help and kill them. I just
All the credit.
don't like grouping.
A lot of the things that were added later, especially the new bounty system, when you go to the final bounty person during those events, anybody in the area gets credit. So they have made a big change to that in
Okay.
places that it matters.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So, but I mean, like, there was, if you're a range class, like, the worst, derpiest thing you could do is, like, go through Alderaan. And when you're facing oh gosh, I want to say Tyranids, but that's the wrong universe. Like the bug peoples, and just tag them all and just run through, and you'll have like 40 tags going, and people will, because there's
Tag all
NPCs
the
that fight
bug
them as
peoples.
well, so it will keep your tag, and literally if someone comes by in like 20 minutes, because the NPCs are keeping their health down, so they don't actually reset combat, and you'll get credit. Full credit, and they'll get nothing. So
Stealing all the XP.
yeah, that system needs to die. Okay.
One of these days, I'll have to take you kids back into the world of EverQuest and teach you how to train people.
Oh
Choo
jeez.
choo.
Choo choo. Yeah. Well, there's trains in Guild Wars too, but it actually counts. Because-
No, this is where you tag something, you lead it to somebody, and you get them killed.
Yep. Oh well.
For giggles.
Well,
just
I
for
used to do that
giggles.
in WoW. So. And
But you couldn't do it all the way across the zone in WoW.
nope.
You can actually take things into a city.
I did that
You
in
can walk
RuneScape.
right into a city.
I did it in RuneScape, but yeah. Oh jeez.
I don't know what any of that means.
Oh yep. That's okay.
I have a vague
sorry.
understanding.
Well,
You attack something and you make it follow you. You take it to a bunch of newbies and then you drop it so that it attacks the newbies. And it's called
Oh.
making a train because all the stuff that you've tagged follows you in.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
one of the emotes that's a joke is /train. It goes choo choo to show that you're that jerk.
yeah.
Yeah. That
Oh,
sounds
geez.
horribly awesome.
Oh, it's great because like you could lead like in RuneScape. How we used to do it is there was like level 6 knights, like just a little bit farther off of like the noob spawn, and like you could actually train them to like where the like people first playing the game don't know how to control the thing like right to there, and you could like everything's like level 0, so you could like train it all the way to like the tutorial area, and just like leave these level like 10 knights to just like auto attack everyone down, and like no one knows how to combat because it's tutorial.
Burn all of them.
Oh geez, but yeah, MMOs are the best and worst places. So
Because see, I feel like that's what I would do in an MMO.
it's just be a jerk.
Because I wouldn't know what anything else. Like I felt like if I went into WoW right now, I would be like, screw it. There's people way better at me than this game. There's no reason to even try. Let's level up enough so we could go screw people over. That sounds fun. Let's go do that. Yeah.
Twinking on PvP, you can play free to play to 20. So
Troll all the noobs.
yep.
Oh, by the way, speaking of MMOs, it reminds me, speaking of Blizzard and all this stuff, they did just release a promotion from Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to read it off so I don't screw it up.
Oh.
Immediately following the next Heroes patch, any player who owns Diablo 3 on PC or Max will permanently receive the Diablo Hero in Heroes of the Storm for free after logging into Heroes of the Storm. Promotion will only last until 10 on September 8th, so keep your eyes on it. Which is BS to me because I already bought Diablo.
I didn't buy him yet. He was next to buy on my gold list.
Ooh! Also coming soon, PC and Mac Diablo 3 players who reach level 12 in Heroes of the Storm will be rewarded with a pennant and a unique portrait border.
Whatever.
Additionally, Diablo 3 players brave enough to reach level 70 with a seasonal hero, starting with Season 4, which I always do, will be able to claim the shadowy Malthael's Phantom Mount in Heroes of the Storm, and it is a ghostly purple and blue armored horse.
That's awesome. I want it. So, yep, that's gonna happen.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't know how much Heroes I'll be playing now because it's just It hasn't done anything for my channel, and it's just a large time commitment. So
I go back to it every now and then, but like I said, I might make Smite my MOBA of choice for right now.
yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, well, it's quick. That's why I like Heroes. But they've talked that they're going to be extending game time in their talks. They're like, yeah, the game's too short when you play. I'm like, no, this is exactly what I like about it. So, yeah, they're planning on not keeping game time as it is. So, well, I will say the pirate ship level has to die. It's the worst.
I don't like that level. I don't like that level either.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that's pretty much what all the Blizzard stuff that we learned at Gamescom, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I did a whole separate video on it already. There was so much involved in that I fangirled on, so...
Yeah. Well, no, that's fine. Well, that's what I actually think Gamescom this year had more interesting announcements than E3. Like,
no.
It's just, I'm just weird.
Fallout, no.
Well, Fallout, but from actual announcements for existing games and existing things, I think it was a really good Gamescom this year. So.
But of course, none of that compares to D23 in Japan about Kingdom Hearts, because that's all I care about.
Yeah, because you got the one slide and then the guy talking about it for 30 seconds. That's what makes it better than, us getting like first footage of Quantum Break, first footage of Crackdown, first footage of
Japan version of D23. That's when they're announcing it in November. That's when Kingdom Hearts is. They're going to be giving us trailers. They're going to be giving us music.
Oh, they're not going to. They're going to give you a teaser. You know it.
No.
So they're going to be like, here is some emotional music, and here is Sora swinging in slow motion the Keyblade, and no actual game footage.
Don't jinx it.
No, I'm going to say that because I'll be wrong.
They're giving us a trailer. They have to. They're not. Look, Square Enix are dicks about teasing their game, but when it comes to that, if they're announcing a release date, they're showing us a full trailer. That's all there is to it. He's already said, we're giving you a release date in November. So it's going to happen. That's all I'm saying.
You know what?
And if they don't, there will be riots in the streets. There will be. And that's not even over here. Like, I wouldn't even be able to riot with the people in the streets because that's over in Japan. So they're boned at that point. If they did it over here, they'd be rioting over here. If they did it over in Japan, there's a bunch of really angry Asian people knocking on your door. Why are we giving us a trailer? Why?
Well, there was other news to come out of a GameSpot interview, which I feel bad, like piggybacking off GameSpot from Kingdom Hearts. But we are getting an international simultaneous release, which is the first time ever for Kingdom Hearts.
Well,
so,
it better be.
Well, it is. Even Tales of, it's already out. Zestiria is getting already out in Japan, and it's coming October 16th for European Union. But, us over here in the United States, even though it's the same stupid translation, has to wait for October 20th to get Tales of Zestiria.
I have no idea how that works.
I don't either. So, I'm fine with Europe getting it, but usually it's the other way around. Is Europe gets it a week after we do, even though it's the same stupid translation. They just subtitle like French and other things. So
yeah, that's it. That's all it is.
Yep.
Oh well.
We'll
have to deal with it. But whatever. Look, it's all coming out. That's the best thing. It's like a big game like that everybody's speculating over, comes out at the same time, and then nobody spoils it for everybody because everybody's playing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's not many spoilers to come from it.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah, because when they announce that game, I'm immediately taking like 2 days off.
Yeah.
The game, I'm making sure I'm going to be in line at midnight picking up that game. And I'm gonna be playing it for 2 days straight, because that's just how it's gonna work.
We're all gonna have to set alarms to remind us to call him and tell him to eat.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I got that covered. I got a phone that might do that. I don't know. We'll see. No, I'll have it ready. Like, I'm going to come home. I'm going to have a smorgasbord of food behind me on a table. There's going to be a snack table, and there's going to be drinks and stuff. And I'm just going to, okay, we're hitting a cutscene. Grab chips and Mountain Dew. Keep going.
Yeah. Except they're going to be like quick time events, and then it's like permanent fail bug. Like, you fail the quick time event, and it breaks your game.
X while having Cheeto dust on my fingers. No. Hold X to not eat Cheetos.
Yeah, Prophet Beal actually is bringing up some. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, but he's bringing up some interesting topics in chat about the new Hitman game. And I actually we didn't talk about this when we covered E3, so I think it's okay to cover now. The new Hitman is gonna be persistent, where you have global missions where people, it's like a pseudo MMO, like Destiny is,
I heard about this.
where people are, they get missions, and once the hit is done, no one else in the world can do that hit, type thing, and you're all kind of competing for these different missions and whatnot, which pretty much looks pretty cool, but I'm worried about the trolls. Okay, of just people this like sitting by spawn, waiting for you to just about to do whatever. And I think there's PvP in the game, so you're just waiting to get a hit, and then you're just about to pull it off, and then bam, you die. That's more what I'm worried about, because that's more of a game to me than like taking out an NPC. Is going around Hunger Games style, taking out other hunters.
Well, you see, if you really think about it, though, I think that's part of the game, because you are playing, a hitman, a bounty hunter. You got to cover your tracks. So, if you're up on a roof somewhere, place some mines down, put some explosives, trip wires, something to cover your back. And then, so that way when people come and try to get you, unless they're on a different building or whatever, then, you pull it off and try to run away. I mean, I feel like it could be a little bit annoying, but at the same time, I feel like, you could really have fun with something like that, too.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I think it would be fun if it was in Just Cause 3. Okay? I'm not like... I like the things you can do in Hitman, but I much prefer the play style of just grappling onto anything and everything and flying around the map at a bajillion miles an hour. And, grappling the enemy and then grappling him to a helicopter. So literally, like the news takes away the guy who's firing at me, or grappling me, or grappling an enemy, grappling him to like a fire extinguisher. Shoot the fire extinguisher. It's like jetting around the map with the enemy grappled to it. It's great fun. Like that game is just phenomenal. So I'm looking more forward to Just Cause 3 than I am the new Hitman. But I think it's worth mentioning that is a very good model, I think, for a unique game. And what I'm worried about it is the same thing with Prophet Beal's bringing up in chat, is the DLC model. Is I feel like we're going to get heck-ton DLC like shoved down our throats type thing with the Hitman games. Just like with Destiny, it's like, well, we're an MMO, and so you're not buying into the game, and we're going to charge $30 for the expansion.
It's not an MMO.
Yeah, it's not. And then give you like $10 worth of content.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Destiny
not even that.
Was just a big... I didn't understand Destiny, how Destiny wanted to... Destiny is a game that doesn't know what it wants to be.
Well, Destiny is a game that should have focused on being a shooter and making their netcode better so it wasn't crap, where, if you lag, you win the game. So that's what it should have focused on. But
I stopped playing Destiny because it was super grindy, and it wouldn't commit fully to any one thing. That was it. Done. And I didn't understand it, so whatever.
Yeah. Well, I played Destiny. I got every class up to 30 and before the new light cap. And I had one of every exotic weapon, and I played that game hardcore. But I will say I will not go back to the PvP until, they actually afford dedicated servers, not peer-to-peer. I don't understand. They spent all their marketing budget, and it's made more money than any game in history, other than Tetris, I believe. And then It's like they can't even afford dedicated servers. I don't understand it.
It's made that much money?
Yeah, it's like if you owned a system, you bought Destiny. Like I know people that have bought multiple copies of Destiny because they moved up from like the PS3 to the PS4 and they didn't buy digital. If you bought digital like a week before, like if you pre-ordered Destiny digitally, you got Destiny on PS3 and PS4 at the same time.
Okay.
But if you've bought physical, you got you didn't get that upgrade. So for free.
Yeah.
So there are multiple people I know that bought it both copies, like for the new gen
That's
system.
that's probably why it made so much money. Honestly, I don't understand why people even playing that game, but whatever. That's just me.
Yeah. Well, it's still popular. I mean, I still want to go out and check out House of Wolves because I heard it was pretty decent as far as story goes. Like it actually had a story, and I own it, so maybe I'll play through it sometime. Oops. So
I didn't do it.
I did it. So yeah, that's why I own Corel. So if you drop them and break plates and whatnot, they don't actually break. So just heads up. So.
All right. So is there anything else we got to talk about?
Yeah, good transition. They'll make the last thing in the podcast me screwing up. So, but yeah, I don't think there's anything we got to talk about news-wise. We already talked about some games we're playing. So let's talk about what's happening on our channels and wrap it up.
All right. Go.
Okay, so I'm Captain Chris, and I do reviews and Let's Plays, and you're watching this on my channel. And, of course, thank you so much for tuning in here to the SavePoint Online Podcast. I'm currently co-adminning SavePointOnline.com, which is not ready, so don't go look at it because it looks ugly. But we're going to be a gaming website where you can come and basically be a community where we're going to have tournaments where red versus blue, and whichever team wins the tournament, then the website is going to be themed after that team for the whole month type thing. So, and we're just going to be a community where you can come together and safely play, listen to playing games and whatnot. So it's just in the very beginning stages. So
we're still dreaming it up.
Yeah, we're still working on it. So,
Yes.
But that's what I've been working on, and that and doing reviews. So 20 minutes a game where I show off 20 minutes of gameplay, as well as do a category review system. How, and I approach it as not as a critic, but as a how would you, if you like combat in games, if you like blah 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 in games. That's the type of thing I do in my reviews. And then Let's Plays, as well as the podcast and Gamer Life and Hot Chocolate Chronicles. So I do lots of stuff with my channel. So if you want to see more of that stuff, go ahead and click that subscribe button here. And next, let's do Anna.
Hey, I'm Anna. I'm turning into a zombie at the moment. Anyway, I am a Let's Player, a digital artist, and a geek on a fitness mission to get back in shape. So basically, I have Let's Plays where I just play whatever I feel like playing. Right now, I'm going through and finishing up a horror thing, and I'm finishing up Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm still playing Subnautica and Starbound and whatnot, and Terraria. But anyway, do Let's Plays of a variety of different games. And then on Fridays, there are art videos where I do a speed painting or something along those lines. And then Saturday is kind of a wild card. Who knows what I'll post. And then Sunday is my fitness vlog where I show you how well or not well I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yay.
Go check out her stuff. Her
Hey.
Let's Plays are really, really funny. So, I like them.
Thank you.
And then down below, Evan.
Yay! Hi, I'm Evan, a Pixel Pusher. As my name down there says, you can listen to it. You can trust it. Because this guy made it. Anyway, I do something similar to what all they do, but better. No, I'm just kidding. Their content's really good.
Yep.
Maybe. Anyway,
Maybe.
that
was directed at me, wasn't it?
No. Maybe. Anyway, I'd do Let's Plays. I do discussion videos, which I do the Gamer Life discussion videos, but I'm also working on doing something else as well. I'm I'm pretty sure I'm going to call it Thinking Out Loud now, where I just talk about anything random, gaming or nerd related, and talk into a camera, and then I pose the question to you guys and see how that works. I don't know. It's still in the planning stages as well. I also do a series called Beginner's Luck, which is a first impressions review game where you get to see me play a game for the very first time, all the ups and downs. And then at the end of it, I give you sort of my first impressions of how I like the game and whether or not I'd still keep playing it or not. And as we talked today, I recorded Battletoads this morning because I've never played Battletoads. So if you want to see a noob try and play Battletoads, stick around. Hit that. There you go. Boom. It's an. Oh, and I can't put links in chat because of that.
Yeah. It's okay.
Why?
I'll get you on the annotation. So click his face eventually once this goes on the VOD.
Oh,
So.
that's dumb. Anyway.
Or
yeah.
you can go to my channel page, and I have him on my recommended channels, as well as Alice and Anna here. So
Yay.
you can find his channel by going to my homepage. If you.
Other than that, recently I've been doing a Let's Play of Life is Strange and also of Jet Force Gemini from the Rare Replay.
Yay.
So, yeah. So, and I also stream on twitch.com/pxl11. Go there.
Yes.
Watch things of me. Yeah.
All right. And Alice?
Hi, my name is Alice, and I run the channel Alice Andorra. I do a lot of gaming news and discussions. A lot of them are viewer-led, where I'll pose the discussion to you guys and get your responses, put them in the video, and kind of have the talk with you while we're doing it. I also do a lot of playthroughs of RPGs, especially Bethesda games. I'm a big MMO player, and hopefully I'll see more of that on there soon, but a lot of it is blog content as well as the playthroughs.
Yeah. I highly recommend you guys go check out her Fallout New Vegas stuff, but be forewarned,
One went
there
up
is
today.
Yes, more coming out.
I cleaned it up. There's no more nudity. So
Yeah,
come watch it.
Yep.
Hey.
It's not YouTube approved. So yep. So thank you guys for coming out and joining us, and let's go ahead and close it off. So until we meet again, stay on target.
SavePoint Online.
Yeah, SavePoint
Yay.
Online. I'm waiting for
I
Anna
feel
to
like
go
we should come
later.
out-
We need to come up with an outro for this.
I know.
We need to come
We
up
don't
with
have an
an outro
outro,
for
but we
SavePoint.
love you guys. So thanks
Hit
for
that
tuning
save
in.
button.
I'm waving, but you can't see me.
Yeah, because she has Princess Leia face.
Make
So.
sure you hit that save button and come back later. Hey! I don't know.